Well, thanks for joining us, Dave. It's another start to a busy week. But first of all, I'm pretty sure you're taking a lot of positives as a football club from the weekend's performance and results.
Yeah, I think first of all, the result gets us 3 points, and it's only 3 points. And sometimes the performance can think you deserve more than 3 points, and sometimes you don't even deserve 3 points with your performance. But the bottom line is you only get 3 if you win a game of football. So it's not a time to wax lyrical or get carried away or anything like that. We've played 4 league games, and yes, it was a good result, and it was an okay performance. But there's still a long way to go, and there's a lot more that's got to come out of that team.
But when you see your lads perform, whether it be a Saturday afternoon or a Tuesday night, and do some of the things that they do on the pitch, it must be really satisfying for the whole group of coaches and staff that you've got, that you work on that during the week. It's never easy to replicate it on a Saturday. I know there's no crowd there, but it's still their livelihood because they're in it to win football matches.
Yeah, well, that's how we, that's a big part of our training goes into individual development. Whether that be actual individual skill or just individual techniques. There's a big part of our training sessions devoted to that. So, and a lot of our players have had it for a long time now. So, you hope as a manager that it comes out on the game. Like I say, whether it's a Saturday or Tuesday. I think we saw a couple of glimpses of that on Saturday. So, all in all, it was a good day.
You being, an ex-defender as well, we talked about that ability, the eye-catching ability that has everybody standing up and watching and admiring. But that's 3 clean sheets for your team now, and how important is that, as well as a group for the group of players?
Well, we felt we deserved a clean sheet at Hull, and the previous 2, Charlton and Lincoln, we certainly didn't deserve a clean sheet because we were, and this is my fault, no one else's fault. We were naive in our approach to the game and what we asked players to do without the ball. And the brilliant thing with this group is that you tell them something once, to push twice, and they take it on board and understand exactly what you mean, because they've all got real good football brains. And I don't just mean 11 or 18, I'm on about the whole group. Even the real young ones, that you can see the thinking about what you're saying and trying to take it on board. And if they don't get it first time, they'll get it second time. So we made 1 or 2 tweaks after the Charlton game, and yeah, we conceded a goal at Hull, but we didn't deserve to, and probably deserved to win the game. And then obviously the performances after that and the results and the clean sheets reflect that work as well. So the players deserve a huge amount of credit for taking on board what we saw was wrong in the first couple of games. And whatever you're not conceding goals, you're going to have a chance to win games of football. It's as simple as that.
Testimony to that group of defenders that you've got as well, because at the moment you've not been able to play a settled back 4. Your fullbacks have been pretty settled, but your 2 centre halves have changed quite a few times, haven't they? And it just shows, I think, that you've got a real good solid group there.
Yeah, well, like I just said, I think there'll be some teams up and down the EFL at their own level that might have only 12, 13, 14 players that they feel as though they are of the level. We feel as though we've got more than that. We've all got some in what we call the development phase, but not far off. So irrespective of who we call upon, we feel as though we'll get a performance that's reflective of what we would like to see, and that goes for whichever defenders or midfielders or fullbacks or whichever position you want to insert. We feel as though we'll get that from the players.
I want to just talk a little bit about one individual player across your back 4, and that's Luke Offord. We've just spoken to him. We know that in his early part of his time, you were his under-16 coach, I think it was right, and what he's 13, sorry. 13's coach. But when I just look back, he came into the team in January against Leyton Orient, played the rest of the season and has got a promotion winning medal. And now here he is playing in League One. Just tell us a little bit about him, Dave, because he just looks as though he's one of those players that just adapt to it with ease.
Yeah, I think one of the big things. Well, the first thing to say about Luke is we played him in lots of different positions growing up. He'd play centre half, he'd play defensive midfield, he'd played right back, and it didn't matter where he played left back often, and it didn't matter where you played him. He had a real good game understanding. The big reason for that in my book, or the two big reasons, one is character, and two is temperament. His character's terrific, never really flustered, hard as nails. And his temperament, I was actually saying to my wife over the weekend about him. I said, if the building's on fire, he's the one that just go, right, don't panic, right, everyone this way, walk out, save everyone's life, and just, then just get in his car and go home. No fuss. Because he's that kind of fella, and he's got a terrific chance to having a real good career, because he's technically a very good player, reads danger well, quick enough. Is he tall enough? Well, everyone wants to be 6'3" for your centre half, but he could play right back, he could play left back, he could play defensive midfielder, and if he's got a tall one next to him, that'll be fine, because he can head it and he's prepared to head it because he's a brave lad. So, to have a real good career. It's only a start. He's only played whatever it is, 10, 12, 15 games. But he's made a real good impression so far.
Just have an update on a couple. We're just talking about the defensive setup. Donovan Daniels, unfortunately, had a frustrating early stage on Saturday. And Ollie Lancashire, where are they up to just with those injuries, first of all?
I haven't spoken to Owen since Saturday about Donovan. We don't think it's as bad as as could be. But obviously he'll be out for a number of days or weeks. I don't know the timescale. It was too early to say. I haven't spoken to him this morning. Ollie's not far off. In fact, Ollie will be training today. So, we'll see where we get to with him. I believe he put himself available for selection on Friday with Owen. So we'll see how he gets on today. So I think Ollie's fine and back with us.
Just one other check-up from the Department of Players Out. Where are you with Owen Dale and Ollie Finney? Are they available, or are they still out for the game against Oxford?
They're still in isolation, so that's where we're at with them too.
So off you go. It seems a bit strange, doesn't it? As you quite rightly,
it's them too.
As you quite rightly pointed out, it was game off, and it had to be game off, of course, against Oxford a few days ago. So it'll seem a bit strange you're going back so quickly, but they've already played that game like you played at the weekend. You won, they lost. You know what could be expecting.
Yeah, look, I think don't go by the result only. Oxford were excellent at the weekend. I think they had 31 shots or something crazy like that. And how they lost to Gillingham, I'll never know. They were by far the better team. There's no... I'm unequivocal in that opinion. They were excellent on Saturday. And it was a bit of a chance to lose the game, I have to say. But they did. And obviously that's sort of all that gets recorded. But if they play like they played on Saturday every week, they'll win more games than they lose. And we've got to make sure that if they do play as well as they did on Saturday, then we've got to match them.
And as we know, as we count down, it's Friday transfer deadline day. I know you've got a game or two. You've got your Tuesday game. You've got your Chester Senior Cup game. Anything likely to happen, or is it just a matter of plodding on day in and day out now?
I'm hoping for a couple of wins. Oh, you mean with the signings? If my phone rings, my phone rings. If the chairman's phone rings, it rings. We're not. We never try and sell players. people come to us, and we'll see where we get to. We'll see where we get to.